Okay, so in this example here, we're going to be talking about how to find the equation of the quadratic. Now, there's two different things you need to know here before you can do the examples in this problem. The first thing you have to know is a quadratic in standard form, and that is going to be ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, hopefully you know that. If you don't, now you do. Okay, then we have vertex form, which is a, and then it says x minus h squared plus k. Now, we need to talk about this a here. This A represents a vertical stretch or compression, okay? And H and K, that's going to be the values of your vertex. Now, H will be the X value of the vertex, and K will be the Y value of the vertex, okay? And we should probably put here Y equals. So if I put Y equals, it will make a little more sense. Same thing over here, Y equals, okay? So going back to vertex form, x and y, so this x and this y, is just representing any point on that quadratic. Same thing with standard form, x and y, wherever you see an x, wherever you see a y, that's just representing any point on that quadratic. And again, you have your a and b coefficients in standard form, and then you have your c, which is always going to be your y-intercept value where it crosses the y-axis, okay? So a quick little review on standard form and vertex form. Hopefully you know that. If you didn't, now you do. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first example. So here's our first example, and it's asking the following. It says, find the equation of the quadratic that passes through the point 1, 6 and has a vertex of -1, -14. So whenever they give you the vertex, you want to immediately start thinking vertex form, right? Because that's going to be the best format to put this in. So vertex form is going to be y equals a, and then you have x minus h squared, and then plus k, okay? Now, I have different parts I can start plugging in. So, for example, 1 and 6, that's going to be x and y. That's the point that it's passing through. And this -1, -14, that's h and k, right? That's my vertex. Remember, h represents the x value of the vertex, k represents the y value of the vertex. So I can start substituting in these values into this equation right here. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So my y is 6. I'm going to plug that in. 6 equals, I don't know my a. Remember, that a is a vertical stretch or compression. I'm just going to put a. And then I have x, which is 1. And then I have h, which is going to be -1. But notice the equation here. I already have a negative. So when I plug in that -1, the two negatives are going to make a positive. So I get +1 here. So +1, and then I'm going to square it, and then plus k, for me, that's -14, so it's -14, okay? So you're left with this equation here, and so what you need to do once you plug it in like this, you have to solve for a. Once you have a, then you can put it all together. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Cleaning it up, we get 6 is equal to 1 plus 1 is going to give us 2, 2 squared is 4, and we're doing 4 times a, so 4a. And then we have -14. Okay, from here we're going to add 14 on both sides. 6 plus 14, we get 20, equal to 4a. Our last step, divide both sides by 4, and we will have a. And so 20 divided by 4 is going to give us 5. So a is equal to 5. Okay, there it is. So now we can put it all together. Now, when we put it all together, we're going to leave things in terms of x and y. We're just going to be plugging in our a and our vertex. So for example, your final answer is going to be y equals my a, which is going to be 5. In parentheses, I'll have x. Now, what's my h? Well, that's -1. When I plug it in, it becomes a +1 because of the two negatives, right? So +1 squared, and then my k, -14. There it is. There's the equation of the quadratic with the following vertex of -1, -14, and it's passing through the point 1, 6. You can leave it like this in vertex form. That's totally fine. Okay? Let's try another example. So here's our next example, and this one's a little bit different. It says, find the equation of the quadratic that has a y-intercept of 16 and a vertex of -1, 12. So I'm going to go ahead and label the obvious here, and that would be the vertex. That's h and k. Now, this y-intercept of 16, okay, technically that's a point. They didn't write it as a point, but we know that whenever we cross the y-axis, our x value will always be 0. And remember, the y-intercept is telling you where it's crossing the y-axis. So technically this is a point, and that point is going to be 0, 16. Okay? And so now I can label it x and y. And now I can plug it right into vertex form again, which is going to be y equals a and then x minus h squared plus k. So again, we're going to be solving for a, and then we can plug it all in together. So going ahead and plugging this stuff in, we have 16 for y equal to a, which we don't know. My x is going to be 0. My h is a -1. When I plug it in, it becomes a +1, so plus 1, and then squared. My k is positive 12, plus 12. All right, so we're just going to solve for a now. 16 is equal to, well, this whole part is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 times a is a. And then plus 12. Okay, minus 12 on both sides, and we're done. This will cancel. 16 minus 12, we get 4. 4 is equal to a. So putting it all together now, we have y equals a, which is 4. Then we have x. My h is a -1. Plugging it in, it becomes +1 squared. And then my k is positive 12. Okay, done. So again, here's the equation of the quadratic that has a y-intercept of 16 and has a vertex of -1, 12. Okay, so that is it. That is how you find the equation of the quadratic if you are given the vertex and a point. Again, you're going to want to put it in vertex form. That's going to be the easier route. And then you just go ahead and solve for a. And then once you have a, you rewrite the quadratic in terms of x and y, and you're done. All right, so that's it. Now, if you found the video helpful, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you gained anything from the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get more math videos in the future, and I'll see you in the next one.